What's up guys, Shams11 and welcome to the Wildlands closed beta on the Xbox One. That's right, all the footage of this was taken from the recent closed beta, or beta if you're American, but I thankfully have found out that Ubisoft have indeed announced that this will become an open beta, so everybody will be able to get their hands on this, and it's something that I would highly recommend. Now, I have done a few videos of this game for two reasons. One, I just really like this game and I've got a lot I want to share with you guys and I want to get you guys all hyped for the game. And two, I failed miserably with the quality of my videos. So I can only apologise. As I said in a couple of the videos, I did always have a capture card. I was missing a mic. Well, hopefully as you can hear me, I do actually have the mic now as well. So finally, I've got no excuses anymore. I can bring you some 1080p footage. Finally. But it does mean I have to be an adult and actually edit my videos for once, which is no bad thing. If you guys couldn't get on with my other videos and gave up on them, I completely understand. But please do give Wildlands another chance, and I'll try and explain why. So, a few of you commented, and indeed, I think the reason I love this game so much is because it is essentially Warfare GTA. It's also very much a game of two halves. If you play with the AI, so you play solo, you get 3 AI characters with you. If you're in a tractor, you only get 1 with you. And it plays very, very differently to if you play co-op. There are no AI characters when you play co-op. Now, the AI, they're not bad. You just have to kind of learn how to use them. They will attack enemies when you're in a vehicle. However, unless you tell them to go live, which is only just up on the D-pad, they will sort of climb out of windows and aim their guns at anybody nearby, and they will shoot on sight. If you don't do that, they will only shoot in retaliation, and their reactions aren't exactly the fastest, so you can take a fair bit of damage if you accidentally drive into an enemy compound. Now, I know you're going to laugh at that, but you wouldn't believe when you're just exploring the map, as you can see in the top right there, it's completely pitch black, the map when you start, you don't know where you're going, and there's certainly enough to do and enough to explore. You will end up in all sorts of areas. Now, you start off in this little highlighted area, but as you can see in the full game, there will be an absolutely huge map, a ton to do, lots of people to take out, and a couple of different factions as well. We're not just fighting one enemy on this one. So getting to use your crew properly is really a key. Not only that, but you can use skill points, and you can upgrade. Don't put night vision on during the day. You can upgrade your crew to take more damage, to react quicker, that sort of thing. You can get them more intel, you can use more sync shots. Now, sync shots you'll see me use a little bit later. You can tag an enemy for your team to kill. You can either tell them to kill them, or they'll take their shot when you take your shot. You start off with only 1, you can go up to the full 3. So you can take out an enemy each, all at the same time, which is very useful. Killing enemies is another game of two halves. You can really suit your style of play here. I like to go all stealthy and sneaky, hence I'm wearing some weird ghillie suit and have a silent sniper rifle. If you pick out enemies strategically so that other enemy characters don't see them die, they won't get alerted. Or you can go in all guns blazing, you can call in mortar strikes once you unlock them, you can call in extra vehicles to come and help you, or indeed the rebels. Now, there are rebels on the game. They are friendly. When you take over a cartel base, the rebels will come in and take control of it. That basically means it's a safe place. You can refresh your ammo, you can respawn there, you can fast travel there, that sort of thing. The rebels will also fight for you. Again, a good and bad thing. They will kind of just charge in. They park their cars right out in the open and they just go in all guns blazing, AK-47s and grenades going off all over the place. Now, that may sound annoying if you're trying to be stealthy. However, the enemy will always, or seem to always, attack the loudest, most irritating combatant, which means you can use them as a distraction whilst you sneak around to get in some sweet snipe skills, or you can take enemies out silently. I don't know what just exploded. That's the cool thing with this game. Much like GTA, random things do happen. So that may have been a crashed plane or helicopter, or just some drunk guy driving off a cliff. Who knows? Now, when you play single player, it's very different. You don't have the joy of having 3 computer-controlled characters helping you out. If there's only 2 of you, there are only 2 of you. The other 2 AI will completely disappear. However, you can coordinate your attacks much easier. I played this on Twitch with my friend Nuclear Rift, and we had a very cool siege we did on a base where I was on top of some mountains, he was 90 degrees further round, and he was tagging all the enemies, and I was picking them off one by one, which felt really, really cool. And then we dropped down and kind of swept the buildings one by one. Now, if you were playing with 3 or indeed 4 of you, I think having 2 guys up high and 2 guys with shotguns or Uzis or close range weapons just clearing buildings, I think that would be a pretty awesome experience and something I'm hoping I'll get to try out. As for things to do, there's an absolute plethora. The map is absolutely huge. It certainly takes a while. I've just been flying around in this little bottom area that we're allowed to go in, but basically, from what I've heard, as far as you can see, that's where you can go. So you can see off in the horizon, there's all sorts of things. There's loads of different landscapes. We have these mountains, we have lowland areas, which in themselves have many different sort of biomes, if you like. There are woods, there are rice paddies, there are fields. We then get lakes and things like that, both highland and lowland lakes. We get the river systems where there are boats and boats with guns on. We get snow-capped mountains, which we haven't been to yet. Vehicles wise, there's a ton of stuff as well. There are military as well as civilian, so you can drive around like I did in a tractor or a truck or a minivan or a jeep or anything you want. Quad bikes to different types of motorcycles. There are helicopters, attack helicopters, military and both kind of emergency services. You can also, like I say, use various different boats. I've flown a plane as well. I've also heard there's a tank available, which I haven't managed to find yet, but I certainly will be trying that during the open beta. The best vehicle we had by far was a armoured Humvee with a minigun on the top. That was a very cool mission we did. We had to defend a hilltop village from these marauding enemies. I took the high ground and tried to sort of snipe everybody as they came up the hill. Nuclear Rift took the Humvee with the minigun, and of course before I could pick off anybody, he just sprayed the area with minigun bullets. It was very, very cool. Now you'll see me doing this quite often. I will tag these items. There's loads of these to do. This is actually how you upgrade. You need these points. As you can see, I got food parcels plus 50. That's given me some more. You need these to upgrade your skills. Now to start off with, you'll find absolutely tons of them and it's not a problem. But as you go further up the skill tree, whether it's for you, your teammates, or indeed your gadgets, you will need more points and you will need these packages available to you. The way it's looked at is that you're tagging it for the rebels to pick up later. It's a collectible. There's plenty of them scattered around and you will want lots of them, especially when you come to, if I get out my little drone, these guys here. Now these purple ones are much tougher enemies. They generally have body armor and helmets. Some of them have such good helmets on that you can't headshot kill them, even with a sniper rifle. You will take a couple of shots to take them out. Now, the drone that I threw up is incredibly useful. That is your main buddy. You will use that all the time. It's great for tagging things. You can use the binoculars like I am now, but obviously you can only tag people that are in direct line. And as you can see with that little one above his head, that is a sync shot that I'm lining up. So hopefully when I fire a shot, my AI will instantly take him out. However, back to the drone. The drone's very useful because you can put not only night vision on it, you can put thermal vision on it. You can also increase its zoom capacity, its battery life, and indeed its range, so how far it can fly away from you before you become disconnected. A very, very useful tool, especially when you're trying to coordinate attacks. You can have one guy scouting out the area whilst the other one takes a great position. Now, when I killed this guy, hopefully the one on the left, gets killed instantly, leads to the final one. Now, if I'd upgraded my points, which I have done since, I could have actually tagged 2, and indeed you can tag up to 3 enemies, so they will all drop at the same time, which I think is pretty cool. These really tough guys that I just spoke about that we took out with 1 shot each, they're fine when they're in little groups. It's when they're in the larger groups. These guys do have, as you can see, the much better equipments. They have the LMG, they have tactical weapons, this, that and the other. They're usually guarding something quite useful, so I'm sure we'll find something to tag in here. As well as tagging stuff, there's various upgrades and weapons to find as well. Overall, guys, I've found absolutely tons to do. Like I say, if you can't get on with it solo, grab a friend and try it, because it's a very different game and it's incredibly fun. Hopefully, I shall bring you that footage in a much better quality from now on. So, thank you for sticking with these videos. Hopefully, you will give Wildlands a chance. Like I say, GTA with military weapons sounds good to me. Seems like a fairly decent storyline as well. Nice open world. Can feel like there's not much to do, but you know, I really enjoy it. There's tons to find. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time.